Hello, welcome to Carpool for School.
Welcome to Carpool for School. Now, Tim, do you have any letters after your name?
Not really. It's usually a sound effect. So, like, if people say, "Oh, Tim Barker," oh no.
Brilliant.
So, do you have any letters after your name?
BA for
Blooming awesome.
Blooming awesome.
Yes, that's good.
So, no, not really, Tim. But we do have two incredible guests today, and one in particular that has lots and lots of letters after their name. And we're going to find about all of those letters, aren't we, Tim?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can you? Here, Tim.
Oh, here
Hello there. There they are. Perfect.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sam and Joe, the dream team. They're here. Fabulous. Now, first saying, Tim, health and safety never takes a holiday, so pop the seatbelt on. Safety first. Now then, are you both okay?
Yeah.
Good. Miserable weather? Yeah, oh, we're both fine. Are you alright, Tim?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
I'm speaking on behalf of you, sorry, Tim.
Please do.
Yeah, sorry. Raining in London.
Number one, is it okay to just give us a little bit of information about the Chartered College and all the benefits surrounding the Chartered College, if that's okay?
Yeah, no problem. So, professional body for teachers at every stage of your career. I think the main benefits are connecting you to the research and experts, and more importantly, other teachers.
Yeah.
I think teaching in schools, for example, in Cornwall and London and Newcastle, can sometimes be quite isolating, despite there being thousands of people sometimes in a building. I think the whole idea of the college is really deciphering and curating the research of what might work in your context, by connecting you to other teachers and experts. Celebrating you for the brilliant job that teachers do. We are able to award you letters after your name, and I think that's quite common in other professions. And it's been really interesting actually awarding those letters. Like, teachers are actually very shy to use them. And just raising the status of the profession. And finally, supporting you, and I think that's supporting you as an individual in your classroom by giving you loads of professional development resources and pathways to develop your career. Because I think we all agree that there's obviously budget implications at the minute in the sector, as you probably both know better than us. And I think the whole idea of leading your own professional development, and that actually you don't need to ask for permission for that when there's something like the Chartered College, which provides that career-long professional development. And we've got like in terms of what you actually get as a member, I always describe it as 4 things. So CPD resources, so we basically curate and digest research so teachers can pick it up and go.
Perfect.
And Alison always describes it as telling the story of what's happening in schools.
So it's so effective, it's so accessible.
Because teaching isn't a competitive profession. Like,
I know, yes,
It's quite nice, isn't it? Letters after your name, invites to networks, webinars and events. And the fourth thing is, I think it's something that we're really going to try this term, is the idea that teachers can take control of their profession and policy decisions. It's something that I think we've been guilty of maybe not doing enough of, but in our defence, we've only been going 2.5 years. So, for example, the Ofsted rollout, we're going to be asking our members, along with a couple of unions, what actually does that look like in practice? Is it working? Because it's all very good, the idea of it. But
So can I just jump in on that? Because that final one is one of my big drivers for why I think it's really important that everybody gets behind the Chartered College and really turns it into the great thing it needs to be. And it is that importance of having professionals speaking up for themselves. I spend an awful lot of time in loads of schools. I get to talk to lots of teachers at different points in their career, head teachers, newly qualified teachers, trainee teachers, and the thing that many of them have in common is a sense of continually being done to, often by people with really good intentions, but often they're not people who have been teachers themselves. And you could call me guilty of that, although I was a teacher once. What the profession needs is a body that is populated by teachers who can speak for teachers and who can be the go-to experts when decisions are being made about things like new Ofsted frameworks, things like the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, and the new ITT curriculum that we're working on. Shouldn't really be just people like me who are developing those policies. It should be practicing teachers, and the way to do that is to have a body that is made up of practicing teachers. At the moment, one of the problems that the Chartered College has is because it's so new, it hasn't got a huge membership, and therefore it's hard to feel like it can authentically be a voice that speaks on
Thank you so much for inviting us on that. It was a lovely experience.
Very good.
Well, it was quite daunting. It was our first one, wasn't it? And it was just being, if I was in that position 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I first started teaching, and having that network and collaboration with other professionals across the country in the same boat, having those worries and that anxiety, and then you can speak to various different people on that webinar that you host with all the different experts that you had on there. It's just phenomenal, and I just think it's brilliant. I just really do. I think it's tremendous.
And the CPD opportunities. I was at a specialist leaders of education meeting, and the lead, Deb Athwaite, was speaking. And she was just speaking about the high quality of CPD that's available at a time when CPD is often very difficult to have, and budgets are tight and stuff like that. And the idea is having such great resources available and that unity at a time which doesn't feel often very unified at times is so important.
And I think it's grounded in research.
Yes,
as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because I think there is a definite shift, especially when I was a teacher in 2011. Like, it was all whims and ideas, and I often read some of the research that the Charter College puts together. Not all of it's original research. It's often we'll find things that exist already and make it digestible. But like, in our early career publication, there's a really good article by Rob Cole about the 3 most effective teaching strategies and the 3 that are actually just a bit don't bother. And that was essentially my PGCE. It was really disheartening to read. I was like, oh Jesus. Academic articles about that.
Yeah. And that's lovely, because with all the academic and evidence-based research, and you might have members of staff in your school that have been teaching all these years, and go, I don't need to worry about that. And the tide is changing. We've got all this evidence and research out there now that is improving the outcomes of our students. Let's have a look at it. Let's digest it, and let's help other staff see it. And if they can see the evidence, then there's no argument, because we want the best outcomes for our kids, and that's why we teach. So the evidence is there.
It feels like there's a real movement.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to a lot of research ed, and there's a lot of different kind of versions, very similar sort of grassroots brew ed type.
New ed.
New ed.
And there's such an appetite for that, and it's just brilliant to see these people coming along to sort of hear the latest evidence, but also to share what they've learned from their own kind of projects that they've been involved in as well. It feels like a good time to be a teacher, even though I know all the press.
I know. And that's our mission, isn't it, Tim? Just try to talk up teaching a little bit, because it gets such a negative press, but it's the best job in the world. But it's very difficult at times. But that's what we sign up to sometimes.
In Ireland, teaching is like a very prestigious career. To get into it, it's as difficult as medicine. It's really funny. They've just got a bit of a bad deal with like pay conditions, but it's kind of like, why wouldn't you teach? Whereas I think it's here like, why would you teach?